we're often encouraged to be kind and prioritize others' needs over our own. But nobody really talks about the potential downsides of being overly kind and caring. In a world where generosity is common, we don't always receive the same level of kindness in return. Generous people can end up feeling drained both financially and emotionally. Sometimes being too nice can even put us in difficult situations. Today, I'll share 8 risks associated with being overly kind and offer 4 strategies to help protect yourself from being taken advantage of. If you have ever experienced something like this, please be sure to share it in the comments box. Being overly kind and caring, while admirable, can sometimes lead to unintended consequences that are potentially harmful. It's important to recognize that excessive kindness can become a form of self-sacrifice, where you may neglect your own needs and boundaries in the process of trying to help others. This self-neglect can lead to burnout, emotional exhaustion, and even resentment, as you continuously pour your energy into others without replenishing your own reserves. Additionally, being overly accommodating can inadvertently enable unhealthy behaviors in others. When you constantly put others' needs before your own, you may create an environment where people become dependent on your kindness, expecting you to always be there to fix their problems or make things easier for them. This can prevent them from developing their own resilience, problem-solving skills, and independence. In the long run, this dynamic can foster codependency, where your self-worth becomes tied to your ability to care for others, and those you help may struggle to function without your support. Moreover, in a world where not everyone has pure intentions, being overly kind can make you a target for manipulation or exploitation. Some individuals may take advantage of your generosity, seeing it as a weakness to be exploited rather than a strength to be respected. This can lead to situations where you are taken for granted, or worse, where your goodwill is used against you. Therefore, it's crucial to balance kindness with self-care and discernment. Healthy boundaries allow you to care for others while also protecting your own well-being. By being mindful of your limits and ensuring that your kindness is not at the expense of your own health or happiness, you can continue to be compassionate without compromising your integrity or self-worth. True kindness is not just about giving to others, but also about giving yourself the care and respect you deserve. The world doesn't always reciprocate kindness, a reality that can feel disheartening, especially for those who consistently choose to act with compassion. It's a tough truth that our efforts to be kind and understanding are not always met with the same energy. However, it's essential to recognize that kindness is not just about what we receive in return. It's about the energy we put out into the universe and the impact we have on others, even when it goes unnoticed or unacknowledged. Kindness is a powerful force, often more profound than we realize. When we act with kindness, we contribute to the collective good, creating ripples of positive energy that extend far beyond our immediate actions. This energy can inspire others, promote a sense of community, and foster environments where people feel valued and respected. Even when kindness isn't reciprocated directly, it plants seeds that may grow in unexpected ways, influencing people and situations we may never be aware of. Moreover, the practice of kindness nurtures our own personal growth. It helps us develop resilience, empathy, and a deeper understanding of the human experience. It teaches us to act from a place of love and compassion, rather than from expectation or desire for recognition. When we embody kindness, we elevate ourselves and those around us, creating a space where genuine human connections can flourish. It's important to remember that kindness is not transactional. It's a choice, a reflection of our inner values, and an expression of our true selves. While the world may not always reciprocate, the act of being kind enriches our lives, strengthens our character, and contributes to a more compassionate world. In the end, the value of kindness lies not in what we receive, but in the beauty and strength it brings to our lives and the lives of others. Generosity is often celebrated as a virtue, embodying kindness, compassion, and a willingness to help others. It can build relationships, foster community, and create a sense of fulfillment. However, when not balanced, generosity can also lead to emotional and financial depletion, leaving the giver drained and vulnerable. On an emotional level, constant giving without adequate self-care can result in burnout. When individuals consistently prioritize others' needs over their own, they may neglect their own emotional well-being. This can lead to feelings of exhaustion, resentment, and even a loss of self-identity. It's crucial to recognize that while helping others is admirable, it's equally important to ensure that one's own emotional needs are met. Setting boundaries and practicing self-compassion can prevent the emotional toll that unbalanced generosity can impose. Financially, unchecked generosity can lead to significant challenges. The desire to help others, whether through donations, gifts, or loans, can strain personal finances. Over time, this can lead to debt, financial insecurity, and stress. Financial depletion not only affects the giver's ability to support themselves, but can also diminish their capacity to help others in the long run. It's essential to approach financial generosity with mindfulness, ensuring that it aligns with one's financial health and long-term goals. Generosity should not come at the expense of one's well-being. Striking a balance between giving and self-care is vital. By setting healthy boundaries, practicing mindfulness in both emotional and financial contexts, and ensuring that one's own needs are met, generosity can be a sustainable and enriching practice. Ultimately, the most effective generosity comes from a place of abundance, where the giver is whole, fulfilled, and capable of sharing without compromising their own stability. Overextending yourself is a pattern that many of us fall into, often driven by the desire to help others, to be seen as dependable, or to avoid conflict. While being generous with your time and energy can be a wonderful trait, there's a delicate balance to maintain when you consistently go above and beyond without setting boundaries. You might unintentionally send the message that your efforts are endless and that others can rely on you without reciprocating. This can lead to a situation where people start taking you for granted, expecting your support without fully appreciating it. Human nature tends to normalize what is consistent and available. When you continuously overextend yourself, people may begin to assume that your availability and willingness to help are a given. They might not realize the toll it takes on you, especially if you don't voice your need for rest or support in return. Over time, this can lead to feelings of resentment, burnout, and a diminished sense of self-worth, as you realize that your efforts aren't being valued as they should be. To prevent this, it's crucial to practice setting clear boundaries. This doesn't mean you stop being helpful or caring, but rather that you communicate your limits and needs. By doing so, you teach others to respect your time and energy, and you maintain your own well-being. It's also important to cultivate relationships where there is mutual give and take, where your efforts are acknowledged, and where you can also lean on others when needed. Unmet expectations from others often give rise to negative emotions, a common yet profound experience in human relationships. When we set expectations, Consciously or unconsciously, we invest emotional energy into a desired outcome. We expect people to behave in ways that align with our needs, values, or beliefs, whether it's a friend being supportive, a partner showing appreciation, or a colleague fulfilling their responsibilities. However, when these expectations are not met, it can lead to feelings of disappointment, frustration, or even resentment. The root of these negative emotions lies in the gap between expectation and reality. We feel let down when the actions of others don't match what we anticipated. This discrepancy can challenge our sense of trust and security in our relationships, causing us to question the intentions or commitment of others. Moreover, unmet expectations can sometimes lead to a spiral of negative thoughts, where we internalize the failure of others to meet our expectations as a reflection of our self-worth. However, understanding and managing our expectations can significantly mitigate these negative emotions. It's important to recognize that everyone views the world through their own lens, shaped by their experiences, beliefs, and values. What might seem obvious or necessary to us might not be perceived the same way by others. Communication plays a crucial role in bridging this gap. By expressing our needs and expectations clearly and openly, we reduce the chances of misunderstandings and misalignments. Moreover, cultivating a mindset of acceptance and flexibility can help us navigate unmet expectations with more grace. By acknowledging that others are imperfect, just as we are, we can approach situations with empathy rather than frustration. This shift in perspective not only helps in reducing negative emotions, but also strengthens our relationships, fostering a deeper sense of connection and mutual understanding. When people recognize you as a generous individual, there's a natural tendency for them to expect continuous giving. This expectation can be a double-edged sword, rooted in both human nature and social dynamics. On one hand, your willingness to give can foster strong relationships, trust, and admiration. People come to rely on you, seeing you as a source of support, whether emotionally, materially, or spiritually. Your generosity becomes a comforting presence in their lives, something they can count on when they need it most. However, this expectation can also lead to challenges, particularly if it begins to feel one-sided. Continuous giving without reciprocal support can be draining, leading to feelings of burnout or resentment. Over time, people may take your generosity for granted, failing to recognize the effort, energy, and resources it requires from you. Instead of viewing your giving as a voluntary act of kindness, they might start seeing it as an obligation, something you're supposed to do. This shift in perception can create an imbalance in relationships where your needs and boundaries are overlooked or ignored. To maintain a healthy balance, it's important to establish boundaries and communicate them clearly. Let others know that while you're happy to help, there are limits to what you can give. This doesn't diminish your generosity. Rather, it preserves your ability to give in a sustainable way. By setting boundaries, you protect your own well-being while continuing to support those around you. It also encourages others to contribute more actively in the relationship, fostering a more balanced and reciprocal dynamic. In the end, generosity should be a mutual exchange, where both parties feel valued and respected. By being mindful of expectations and maintaining a balance, you can continue to give in a way that's fulfilling for both you and those around you. Prioritizing others over your own goals can lead to a range of personal and professional challenges. While being supportive and accommodating is valuable, constantly putting others' needs first might mean neglecting your own aspirations, which can affect your overall well-being and fulfillment. When you regularly place others' goals above your own, it can lead to a lack of personal direction and satisfaction. You might find yourself feeling unfulfilled or disconnected from your own purpose. This happens because focusing solely on external needs often means you're not dedicating enough time and energy to what truly drives and motivates you. Over time, this can lead to feelings of resentment, burnout, and a loss of personal identity. Balancing your priorities is crucial. It doesn't mean abandoning others, but rather ensuring that you're also attending to your own needs and ambitions. Setting clear personal goals and boundaries allows you to maintain a sense of self and purpose while still being supportive. It's about finding harmony between personal growth and helping others, rather than letting one overshadow the other. To achieve this balance, start by clearly defining your own goals and values. Regularly assess how well you're aligning your daily actions with these goals. Communicate your needs and boundaries to others transparently so they understand your position. Prioritize self-care and personal development, which will, in turn, make you more effective and present when supporting others. Self-care is an often overlooked but crucial practice, particularly for those who dedicate themselves to helping others. It's not merely a luxury or an indulgence, but a vital component of maintaining overall well-being and effectiveness in any caregiving role. To illustrate, consider the metaphor of a flight attendant instructing passengers to put on their own oxygen masks before assisting others in an emergency. This guidance is not just about personal survival. It's about ensuring that you're in the best position to offer help when it's most needed. When you neglect self-care, you risk depleting your physical, emotional, and mental reserves, which can lead to burnout and a diminished capacity to assist others. Just like a car running on an empty tank, you can't function optimally without the necessary fuel. Self-care involves practices that replenish and rejuvenate your energy, be it through adequate rest, proper nutrition, engaging in hobbies, or seeking support from loved ones or professionals. Furthermore, self-care sets a positive example for those you are helping. It demonstrates that it's okay to prioritize one's own health and well-being, fostering a culture where individuals recognize the importance of balance and self-respect. This can lead to more sustainable, effective, and empathetic care. In addition, regular self-care practices help build resilience, enabling you to better handle the stresses and challenges associated with helping others. It equips you with a clearer mindset, enhanced emotional stability, and a stronger physical foundation, all of which contribute to more effective support and guidance for those who rely on you. Setting boundaries is crucial for maintaining personal well-being and fostering healthy relationships. Yet many fear that establishing them might be perceived as a sign of weakness. This misconception often arises from a misunderstanding of what boundaries represent. Rather than indicating weakness, boundaries are a fundamental aspect of self-respect and strength. Boundaries are the invisible lines we draw to protect our mental, emotional, and physical space. They help delineate where our needs and responsibilities end and where others begin. When we fail to set clear boundaries, we risk overextending ourselves, leading to stress, burnout, and resentment. This can make us more susceptible to feeling overwhelmed or taken advantage of, which can in turn contribute to a perception of weakness. On the other hand, setting boundaries demonstrates self-awareness and confidence. It signals that we understand our limits and value our personal space and needs. This act of self-assertion is not about being rigid or uncooperative, but about establishing a respectful and balanced framework for interactions. Healthy boundaries contribute to more genuine and supportive relationships, where both parties are aware of each other's needs and limits. Furthermore, establishing boundaries can actually strengthen relationships. It allows others to understand and respect your needs, leading to clearer communication and more mutual respect. It also creates a safe space where individuals can express their true selves without fear of being overwhelmed or exploited. Being exceptionally nice can indeed be a double-edged sword. While kindness is a vital quality that fosters positive relationships and strengthens communities, being excessively nice may sometimes lead to being taken advantage of. It's crucial to understand that while being accommodating and compassionate is generally beneficial, there are boundaries that should be maintained to protect your well-being. When you're overly nice, you might attract individuals who are more interested in exploiting your goodwill rather than forming genuine reciprocal relationships. These individuals may take advantage of your generous nature, knowing that your tendency to please others might make it difficult for you to say no or set limits. This can result in imbalances where you give more than you receive, leading to potential burnout and feelings of being unappreciated. Maintaining balance is key. Being kind doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your own needs or values. It's important to develop assertiveness and set clear boundaries. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding, where both parties contribute equally. Learning to distinguish between genuine connections and those who merely seek to benefit from your kindness is crucial. It helps to engage in self-reflection and recognize when your kindness is being used against you. Practicing self-care and staying true to your own needs and limits are essential aspects of maintaining healthy interactions. Remember, being nice should enhance your relationships, not deplete you. Cultivating relationships based on respect and reciprocity will ultimately lead to more fulfilling and supportive connections, where kindness is genuinely appreciated and reciprocated. Balancing kindness with assertiveness ensures that your compassion contributes to your well-being and the well-being of those around you, rather than becoming a source of exploitation. Navigating relationships, whether personal or professional, often reveals a dynamic where you might encounter individuals who seem more interested in what they can gain from you rather than what they can contribute. This tendency to attract people who only take and not give can be challenging, but understanding the underlying factors can help you address it effectively. Firstly, the energy you project plays a significant role in determining the type of people who are drawn to you. If you consistently offer support, generosity, and empathy, it can inadvertently attract individuals who are seeking those qualities without necessarily reciprocating them. It's essential to recognize that this is not a reflection of your worth, but rather an aspect of the energetic exchange that happens in relationships. Setting clear boundaries is crucial in balancing these dynamics. When you establish and maintain boundaries, you signal to others that while you are open to giving, you also expect mutual respect and contribution. This approach not only protects your well-being, but also encourages healthier interactions where both parties feel valued. Another important aspect is self-awareness. Reflect on your own patterns and needs in relationships. Sometimes, an unbalanced attraction to taking individuals may stem from underlying beliefs about self-worth or fears of vulnerability. By addressing these internal factors, you can shift the dynamics and attract individuals who are more aligned with a balanced give-and-take approach. Additionally, consciously seeking relationships with individuals who demonstrate reciprocal qualities can help shift the balance. Engage with people who exhibit traits of mutual respect, kindness, and collaboration. By surrounding yourself with such individuals, You reinforce positive relational patterns and create a more harmonious environment. In a world that often praises selflessness and generosity, it's easy to fall into the trap of over-giving, whether it's of your time, energy, or resources. While giving is an inherently positive trait, an imbalance can lead to unhealthy habits or even addictions. Understanding and addressing this imbalance is crucial for maintaining your well-being and fostering healthy relationships. Overgiving often stems from a deep-seated desire to help others or to be appreciated. However, when this generosity becomes excessive, it can lead to significant personal cost. People who overgive may find themselves emotionally depleted, physically exhausted, or financially strained. This pattern of behavior can create a cycle where the individual becomes increasingly reliant on external validation or the sense of worth derived from helping others. This dependence can morph into an addiction-like need for approval, leading to a continuous cycle of overgiving and self-neglect. One common sign of overgiving is neglecting your own needs and boundaries. When you prioritize others' needs above your own consistently, it can erode your self-esteem and personal health. Over time, this can result in chronic stress, burnout, and even resentment towards those you are trying to help. Recognizing these signs is the first step toward breaking the cycle. To maintain a healthy balance, it's essential to practice self-awareness and set clear boundaries. Allocate time for self-care and ensure that your giving does not come at the expense of your own well-being. Embrace the idea that you can be both generous and self-respecting. By integrating practices such as mindful reflection and setting limits on how much you give, you can cultivate a more sustainable and fulfilling approach to generosity. In a world where genuine kindness can sometimes be met with skepticism, it's important to understand why your benevolence might make others suspicious and how to navigate this delicate terrain. At its core, kindness is a pure and selfless act. Yet when you consistently show compassion and empathy, it can occasionally trigger doubts in those around you. This reaction often stems from a variety of sources, including past experiences, societal norms, and personal insecurities. Many people have encountered individuals whose kindness was a facade, masking ulterior motives. Such experiences can lead to a default mistrust of others' intentions. When you offer help or support without any apparent personal gain, it can contrast sharply with what some may perceive as the norm, causing them to question the sincerity of your actions. They might wonder if there's a hidden agenda or if you are seeking something in return. To address this, it's crucial to continue embodying kindness while also fostering transparency in your interactions. Being clear about your intentions and maintaining consistency in your actions can help mitigate misunderstandings. Sharing your values openly and engaging in honest dialogue can also build trust and dispel any doubts about your motives. Moreover, recognizing that suspicion is not always a reflection of your actions, but rather a manifestation of others' experiences and fears can help you remain patient and compassionate. By continuing to practice kindness and demonstrating its genuine nature, you contribute to a positive shift in perception, encouraging others to embrace and reciprocate your goodwill. In essence, while your kindness might initially raise eyebrows, its authenticity has the power to break down barriers and create meaningful connections. Stay true to your values and let your actions speak louder than any suspicions. In time, your consistent kindness will build trust and foster a more compassionate environment for all. Paying attention to your own feelings when helping others is crucial. as it can serve as a powerful indicator of whether you're overextending yourself. When you engage in acts of kindness or offer support, your emotional and physical responses can provide valuable insights into your well-being and capacity. If you notice that helping others begins to leave you feeling drained, stressed, or overwhelmed, it may be a sign that you're stretching yourself too thin. Overextending yourself can lead to a range of issues, including burnout and a diminished ability to provide effective support. It's important to recognize these signals early on to prevent them from escalating. Feelings of exhaustion or irritability when you're helping others may be a sign that you need to set clearer boundaries or take time for self-care. Moreover, your ability to offer genuine help is intrinsically linked to your own well-being. If you're running on empty, the quality of the assistance you provide may suffer, and you may find yourself less effective in supporting those in need. Self-care isn't selfish. It's a necessary practice to maintain a balanced and sustainable approach to helping others. Balancing your own needs with the needs of those you aim to support can create a healthier dynamic in your relationships and ensure that your efforts remain positive and fulfilling. It's essential to regularly check in with yourself, assess your emotional and physical state, and adjust your commitments accordingly. By doing so, you maintain your own health and vitality, which in turn enhances your ability to be a truly effective and compassionate helper. Saying no can often feel uncomfortable, but it is a crucial skill in maintaining a balanced and healthy life. It's important to understand that saying no is not about rejecting or distancing ourselves from others, but about setting healthy boundaries and prioritizing our own well-being. Here's why embracing this practice is vital and how to do it effectively. First, saying no helps you manage your time and energy better. In a world full of demands and expectations, it's easy to overextend ourselves by saying yes to every request or opportunity. While it's tempting to want to please others or seize every chance that comes your way, this can lead to burnout and stress. By setting boundaries and being selective about your commitments, you ensure that you have the time and energy to invest in what truly matters to you. Moreover, saying no fosters respect for your own needs and values. It sends a clear message that you value your time, energy, and personal space. This self-respect often leads to others respecting your boundaries as well. It's important to communicate your no with kindness and clarity, so it's not perceived as a personal rejection, but rather as a necessary step in maintaining balance. Additionally, practicing the art of saying no can lead to more authentic relationships. When you're honest about your limits, you allow for deeper connections based on mutual understanding and respect, rather than superficial agreements made out of obligation. Incorporating no into your life with confidence involves understanding your own priorities and recognizing that it's okay to prioritize yourself. Remember, saying no is not a negative act, but a positive step towards self-care and personal integrity. By doing so, you create space for what truly enriches your life and cultivate healthier, more meaningful interactions. In our fast-paced, always connected world, the concept of reserving time and space for oneself is more crucial than ever. With constant notifications, societal pressures, and the demands of daily life, finding a sanctuary for personal reflection and relaxation can seem like a luxury rather than a necessity. However, making time for yourself and creating a protective space for personal rejuvenation is fundamental to maintaining mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Firstly, Setting aside time for yourself is essential for stress management. When we are constantly engaged with work, social obligations, and other responsibilities, it's easy to neglect our own needs. Scheduling regular intervals where you can disconnect from external demands allows you to recharge and gain perspective. This time could be as simple as a daily walk, a weekly hobby session, or even just a few moments of mindfulness. These breaks help to reduce stress levels, improve focus, and enhance overall productivity when you return to your responsibilities. Creating a physical or mental space for yourself is equally important. This could be a dedicated corner in your home where you can retreat and unwind, or a mental space where you practice mindfulness and self-reflection. By protecting this space from interruptions and distractions, you create an environment that fosters relaxation and creativity. This area should be a sanctuary where you can be yourself without external pressures or judgments, whether it's through reading, meditating, or simply being in silence. Moreover, protecting this time and space reinforces boundaries. It signals to yourself and others that your well-being is a priority, which can lead to more balanced relationships and greater respect for your personal needs. Setting clear boundaries around your personal time encourages a healthier work-life balance and helps prevent burnout. Energy vampires can be a subtle but significant source of distress in our lives. These individuals who drain our energy rather than contribute positively can leave us feeling exhausted and depleted. Identifying and distancing yourself from them is crucial for maintaining your emotional and spiritual well-being. Here's a detailed guide to help you manage this. 1. Recognize the signs. Energy vampires often exhibit behaviors such as constant negativity, excessive demands on your time and attention, or an insatiable need for validation. They may always seem to be in crisis, drawing you into their drama. Pay attention to how interactions with them leave you feeling. If you often feel drained or anxious after spending time with someone, they might be an energy vampire. 2. Set boundaries. Once you've identified an energy vampire, establish clear boundaries. This could mean limiting the time you spend with them or being more selective about the conversations you engage in. It's important to protect your own energy and ensure that your interactions are balanced and healthy. 3. Practice self-awareness. Reflect on your own energy levels and emotional state before and after interactions with others. This self-awareness can help you understand how different people affect you and guide you in making necessary adjustments. 4. Cultivate positive relationships. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift and energize you. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and positive exchanges. Investing in these connections will enhance your overall well-being and provide a buffer against energy drainers. 5. Use protective practices. Engage in practices that help protect your energy, such as grounding techniques, meditation, or visualizing a protective shield around yourself. These methods can help maintain your energetic balance and resilience. In our journey through life, giving is one of the most profound ways we can connect with others and enrich our own existence. However, achieving a harmonious balance in how we give is crucial for maintaining our well-being and fostering positive relationships. Extremes in giving, whether giving too much or too little, can lead to unintended consequences that disrupt both our own lives and the lives of those around us. On one hand, overextending oneself in giving can lead to burnout and personal depletion. When we constantly prioritize others' needs over our own, we risk sacrificing our own health, happiness, and fulfillment. This overgiving often stems from a desire to be loved or to make a significant impact, but it can ultimately backfire, leading to resentment and emotional exhaustion. It's essential to recognize that self-care is not a luxury, but a necessity. Setting boundaries and taking time for self-nourishment are vital components of a sustainable giving practice. On the other hand, giving too little can create a void in relationships and communities. A lack of generosity can foster isolation and missed opportunities for connection. Giving, in its many forms, whether time, resources, or emotional support, helps to build trust and strengthen bonds. It encourages a sense of belonging and shared responsibility, which are fundamental to thriving human interactions. Finding a balanced approach means being mindful of both our capacity to give and the needs of those around us. It involves assessing our own limits while also staying attuned to the well-being of others. Embracing this equilibrium not only enhances our own lives, but also creates a more compassionate and supportive environment for everyone. In essence, balanced giving is a dance of self-awareness and empathy, ensuring that our contributions are both meaningful and sustainable. The word no is often underestimated in its significance, yet it carries profound power and can be a cornerstone of personal well-being. At its core, no is an essential tool for setting boundaries and safeguarding your mental, emotional, and physical health. When we say no, we assert our limits and priorities, drawing a line that others must respect. This act of self-preservation prevents us from becoming overwhelmed by external demands and helps maintain our balance amidst life's pressures. Without clear boundaries, we may find ourselves stretched too thin, leading to stress, burnout, and even resentment. By confidently and gracefully saying no, we protect our energy and preserve our capacity to engage fully in the activities and relationships that genuinely matter to us. Additionally, the power of no lies in its ability to foster authentic connections. When we communicate our true needs and limits, we create space for honest interactions. This transparency not only strengthens relationships but also encourages mutual respect and understanding. People are more likely to appreciate and value our presence when they know we are genuinely engaged and not merely accommodating their wishes out of obligation. Moreover, saying no can be an act of self-respect and empowerment. It signals to ourselves and others that we are worthy of consideration and that our needs are valid. This self-affirmation contributes to a positive self-image and a healthier sense of self-worth. Stoic wisdom, with its roots deeply embedded in ancient Greek philosophy, teaches us the art of balance and moderation in all aspects of life, including generosity. According to Stoic principles, finding a middle ground in generosity is not just about giving, but about understanding the true essence of what it means to be generous. Generosity, from a Stoic perspective, is not simply the act of giving material possessions or wealth. It's about cultivating a mindset that values self-restraint and thoughtful action. The Stoics, particularly philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus, emphasize that true generosity stems from a place of inner virtue and wisdom, rather than from an impulsive desire to appear benevolent or to gain approval. Finding a middle ground in generosity involves a careful balance between excess and deficiency. Overgenerosity can lead to self-neglect or financial ruin, while undergenerosity can foster a sense of isolation and disconnection from the community. The Stoic approach advocates for giving in a way that aligns with one's values and resources, ensuring that the act of generosity is both meaningful and sustainable. This balance is also tied to the Stoic practice of self-awareness. By understanding our own limitations and capabilities, we can give thoughtfully and effectively. The Stoics teach that our generosity should reflect our own principles and the needs of those we are helping. It's about making a positive impact without compromising our own well-being or values. In essence, Stoic wisdom guides us to be deliberate and purposeful in our acts of generosity. It encourages us to give with integrity and mindfulness, ensuring that our contributions enhance the lives of others while maintaining our own equilibrium. This balanced approach not only enriches our relationships, but also fosters a more harmonious and fulfilling existence. Please like, share, and subscribe.